The National School Climate Center, or NSCC for short, is a nonprofit organization that was created in 1997 at Columbia University. Our goal is to use research and best practices to help students perform better in their classwork, prevent dropouts, reduce physical violence and bullying behavior, and make school an intellectually stimulating and safe place where kids can grow up in healthy ways and learn how to learn. Unfortunately, in current practice, research as to what is best for children is often ignored. For example, on the issue of bullying, the common reaction today is to punish the bully. Yet research shows that punishment will not prevent bullying. Another example is public education's narrow focus on reading, math, and science scores. When research shows that as important as these abilities are, demanding high test scores alone and punishing educators who do not raise scores enough does not help children to learn. The National School Climate Center has scientifically based methods of dealing with school climate problems, whatever their cause. There's much more interest now in resolving problems in the school environment than there was just 15 years ago. The U.S. Department of Education, the U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, and the Institute for Educational Science all recommend school climate improvement efforts as an essential aspect of school reform. The National School Climate Center has the staff, the tools, the breadth of knowledge, and the experience to lead the way. The National School Climate Center is focused on creating policy as well as practice guidelines and tools that educators and parents can use. Going forward, we need to help to deliver our products and services on a national scale. Our bully prevention efforts and pro-upstander efforts, for example, is one of our services that's been recognized as among the most important and practical. President Obama's Federal Bully Prevention Partnership, Facebook, the Cartoon Network, and other Time Warner organizations are all coming to NSCC for our expertise in these areas. We need funds to support our work with economically disadvantaged schools. And we need more research support to study our work and further develop various school climate measurement tools for use in diagnosing the roots of the problem. Measuring school climate can be a transformational act for several reasons. First, measuring school climate recognizes the essential social and emotional and civic, as well as intellectual dimensions of learning. And it's also an engagement strategy, a way of connecting with kids, with parents, with school personnel, and even with community members in a way that allows the principal to then say, I understand what you think our school's strengths and needs are, and I need your help in prioritizing our goals and working together to create a safer, more supportive, engaging, and helpfully challenging school. We also need to develop our organizational capacity to be more strategically and practically effective in influencing district, state, and federal educational school climate policy. NSCC is honored to have been selected to work with UNICEF to develop their new Child-Friendly Schools program. We plan to first establish a model in partnership with the Chinese Educational Ministry, and then support the UN in spreading this school climate improvement model around the world. For this project, we need a writer and an ethnographic researcher to tell this extraordinarily important story. The National School Climate Center has already proven to be a successful organization. We're increasingly recognized as the national and international go-to school climate improvement organization. We have scientifically sound teaching and learning resources to offer, including interactive, web-based information and guidelines. Another strength of the National School Climate Center is the fact that we're an extremely collaborative organization, open to partnering with other organizations such as the National Dropout Prevention Center, the Special Olympics, the Public Education Network, the Character Education Partnership, and a growing number of state departments of education. We believe the fact that we reach out and work with other organizations in an open, collaborative, and honest manner has powerfully furthered our mission. Since our inception, we've worked with thousands of schools and districts across America and over a dozen state departments of education. We've consulted to and with the U.S. Department of Education. Our work is supported by the Federal Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, the Institute for Educational Sciences, the Federal Bully Prevention Partnership, and the U.S. Departments of Justice and Education. Our work has touched tens of thousands of educators and parents, and hundreds of thousands, if not millions, of children. The National School Climate Center is an effective and successful organization because our mission is, and has always been, to promote a team effort. The simple truth is that it does take a village to raise a healthy child. Today, while there are many well-intended school reform efforts, too often they're fragmented, short-term, narrowly focused on reading and math and science scores, and ineffective. How we teach in the classroom, our risk prevention programs like bully prevention efforts, and our health promotion efforts all need to be connected. If we really believe that feeling safe, supported, engaged, and helpfully challenged provides the foundation for learning, we need to support these goals in everything we do in our schools. Everyone in the school community needs to be learning and working together. The guidelines and tools that we produce help make this idea come alive in concrete and helpful ways. The National School Climate Center is also effective because we seek out and partner with other organizations. Too often, nonprofit organizations are worried that someone else will rip off their work. We believe the fact that we're a collaborative and open organization makes us stronger. Finally, NSCC is effective because of the excellence of our staff, the solid and research skills we teach, and the products and tools we've developed in support of our work. We measure the success of the work of the National School Climate Center in a number of ways. Our metrics include the number of schools we're working with and their ratings of our services, ratings from educators and students of our work, awards for our book series, our website, our products, and our center, independent research-based evaluations of our guidelines and tools, recognition by other state, national, and international organizations that are looking for and/or selecting educational providers to support social, emotional, and civic education, and/or to support the whole village, supporting the whole child. And finally, increases in policies at local, state, and federal levels that support school climate improvement. Sometimes people misunderstand what's meant by improving school climate. They often think that school climate improvement efforts mean preventing bullying. And certainly, bully prevention and helping children to feel safe in schools is a large and important part of our work. But school climate improvement efforts are bigger than safety and/or bully prevention efforts alone. It's really a school reform strategy that recognizes everyone's voice, students and adults, on all issues of concern. It's a strategy that mobilizes students and everyone in the school community to work together to create a safe, supportive, engaging, and helpfully challenging learning environment that supports student success. Discovering what everyone in the school community thinks and feels about how safe we feel, how connected they are to each other, how engaged students are in learning, and how engaged teachers are in teaching is often a first step in our work with schools. And we've uncovered some surprising information about school climate through a measurement tool we developed called the Comprehensive School Climate Inventory. The most common finding is that adults involved with schools tend to believe that safety is a mild to moderately severe issue for students. But students, on the other hand, almost always rate safety as a severe problem. Another finding is that educators often report that they believe that they're doing a very good job being intentional and helpful social and emotional and civic teachers. Parents and students, on the other hand, often rate educators as not being so helpful in these areas. There are a number of major accomplishments of the National School Climate Center that speak to the success of our organization. In a field of over 20 educational organizations from around the world, NSCC was selected as the most qualified organization to work with UNICEF's Child Friendly Schools program. Our website, the book series we founded with Teachers College Press, and our center have won a series of awards for Best Website, Best Academic Books of the Year, and a Center of Excellence. Although there are now literally hundreds of school climate measures on the market, our comprehensive school climate measure is the only one that's been recognized and recommended in the only 2 independent assessments of school climate measurement tools. On average, we work with hundreds of schools per year. Last year, it was over 1,000 schools. Educators and parents typically rate our work as being very good to excellent. And finally, our 50-state policy scan was the first to identify and analyze existing policies, laws and bully prevention, as well as school climate improvement efforts. As a result of these accomplishments, and many other services we offer, the National School Climate Center has grown into one of, if not the, world's leading center for successfully furthering school climate improvement efforts. Among the major issues that the National School Climate Center is faced with today is dealing with the problem of bullying and the different perceptions of its severity. It is often ignored by parents and teachers until an incident triggers newspaper attention because of some shocking or lewd event in the school, or sadly, because of a suicide caused in part by bullying. Virtually 50% of students today feel unsafe in schools. 1 in 4 students has been bullied with some regularity within the past 3 months. 1 in 10 has been bullied at least once a week. Bullying has a serious and lasting toxic effect, not only for the target of bullying, but for the bully and the witness as well. Promoting truly safe schools is a foundational facet of our efforts. Another challenge facing us is changing the federal government's policy of narrowly focusing on test scores as a measure of school success. As important as language and math learning are, the goals of the National School Climate Center are broader and even more profound. We want and need to make schools a place where children learn to address the tests of life, rather than being taught a life of tests. The National School Climate Center strategies will, and already do, support student learning and achievement over the long term, as well as making a monumental difference in the social and emotional and civic well-being of the child who's being educated. Accomplishing our goal of improving school climate is a huge and costly undertaking, simply because there are so many schools with problems that are in need of our help. Additional resources would help us to continue our current work and allow us to expand our efforts. We've recently developed, for example, a new free Upstander Alliance toolkit to help students become learners and leaders in their school by becoming upstanders or socially responsible individuals and learning how to prevent bullying. We need funds to further this educational endeavor. We've also just launched a new School Climate Resource Center, a web-based set of guidelines and interactive tools to further our goals. We need support to make this even more interactive, multimedia, and data-driven. We've also developed a small cadre of youth to work with us and advise us in our resources and strategies. Promoting youth engagement and leadership is an essential goal. With additional funding, we'll be able to formalize a larger group of youth leaders to work with us and with students across America. We're also now planning projects with a number of national organizations, like the National Dropout Prevention Center, to create new sets of tools and guidelines. We need funding to support these efforts. In addition to the services we need to expand, there are other efforts we'd like to focus on. We're in the midst, for example, of studying the process as well as the outcomes of school climate improvement efforts with clusters of schools as well as the Iowa State Department of Education. Additional funding would allow us to further our study of the things that work in school climate improvement efforts. Educators also want and need to visit schools that are sites of excellence, places where effective school climate improvement efforts are alive and well. We need further support in building the capacity of NSCC to provide a rich, supportive network of successful school climate improvement efforts that other educators and also policymakers can see and learn from. Developing additional tools that further engage students. We've learned more and more over the years that when we support students to be learners and leaders, others follow: parents, educators, and the press. For more information and details about the programs and services of the National School Climate Center, I encourage potential supporters to visit us at our website, schoolclimate.org. I thank you for taking the time to watch this video and hope that you'll find our cause worthy of your support.